All right, so let's start adding some of those distorted drums. That's what we were going for in the beginning of this. I have a pack from Curtis King called Slap something. What is it called? I don't see the whole name of it. It's a slap pack from Curtis King. So I'm gonna use. I was looking for some good toms, and I was gonna build them organically. Meaning using like an individual tom sound, but it doesn't sound as good sometimes because it's not played by a live drummer. I think this one might work, but it needs to be like faster because if you hear this, what we got so far, right? And it's going to be every other one, but it's not quite fast enough. So what I'm going to do is if I slowed this down from 120 to 93 to match our tempo, that's going to be too slow. So actually, we need to speed this up to be, like pretend this is 186. That's the tempo, right? So in order to do that, normally when you're trying to make, we know this is 120 BPMs. And normally when you want to make that match your session, you would enter 120 in this part. Let me show you what I'm talking about real quick. Okay, so I drug it in here. So normally you would right click on time, auto detect, and then you would, you'd click 120 because it already picked it out, or type it in here, 120. But what we want to do instead is we want this session to think it's at 60 beats per minute. Then that way it's going to speed it up to what it thinks is, would make it 93, which will actually make it more like 240. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I hope the math makes sense, but you want to speed this up to match the session instead of slowing it down to match the session. So I'm going to type in the BPM, and we're going to call it 60. There we go. We're going to assign this to a channel, so it's on track 9. So right here, we're going to move this to track 9. There we go. All right. You can hear it matches the tempo now, right? Oh, one other thing you want to do when you do this, you can hear it's a little bit like it's the pitch is higher. So here, let me solo it. So it raised the pitch when it sped it up. So what you can do to fix that is you go to the pitch knob right here, right click, and click reset. There we go. Now it sounds a lot more natural. All right. Okay, so we just want the part that goes da-da-da-da-da-da. And we want it to have that feel. Bump, bump, dun, dun, bump, bump. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out where that part is. Looks like it's right there. So we're going to go to this snap to grid. We're going to go with beat. And let's try that. So, oh, hold on. Gotta mute all that. We can get rid of that in a second. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay, so, but I'm gonna put it actually here, and I'm gonna put it here. We want that to be snares. Snares here. Okay. Actually, I don't like the snares that are happening right here. I don't think it needs snares right there, so I'm going to go to the piano roll real quick and get rid of those. I don't think we need those two. Yeah, all right, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, cool. So next, I want to distort these a little bit so they sound, they're already distorted. I want to distort them even a little more just to capture that feel. So it's on track 9, so we're going to go to the mixer, track 9, and I'm actually going to use a tool called Unison Mangler to distort it this time. Here we go. because I feel like overdrive might mush it. I don't know how to explain it. It mushes it together. Like it compresses it so much that you can't hear the individual toms. But let's check this out. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's try a little destroy with it. Yeah, that destroy, that knob is similar to what the Fruity Loops one would do. But if we just do mangle, we can still hear kind of the toms pretty clearly. So I'm gonna go with that. All right, cool. So let's do this. Oh, gotta mute all that. There we go. All right, cool. Now let's do something similar with a snare. I don't think it has snare rolls like that. So, I may have to, you know what, I'm going to search the packs, looking through the sound packs, looking for the right loop. Sometimes can take a little bit of time, so I'm going to pause right now, and I'm going to see if I can find a good snare loop that works with it as well. So, be right back. Hey, what's going on? I hope you've enjoyed this training. This training is just part of a larger course, so if you want to take the whole course, just go to this playlist right here. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, you're going to get a lot of information on how to get your music into TV and film. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, all of those things. Let's go.